This is CBC Nova Scotia News.
Lifeline. A Nova Scotia girl will be among the first selected to test an experimental gene therapy. Recovery mode. WestJet resumes flights after a tentative deal, but travel delays persist. And rising tides. The Halifax Tides thrill local fans with a stronger second season on the pitch.
Heat warnings are in effect for most of the province for the next few days. The humidity increasing as well. Your full forecast is coming up.
Good evening, I'm Brett Ruskin. A Nova Scotia family is packing up to head halfway around the world to treat their daughter's rare genetic disorder. After years of searching for answers, they now have hope in a breakthrough gene therapy clinical trial. Carolyn Ray reports.
I love you.
This family says for the first time they have hope their daughter's rare genetic disorder could be cured.
It was predicted that she would never walk. She would never talk.
This is the morning routine for the Tanton family. Breakfast, medicine, lots of laughs. But this fall, the routine will change. Harper Tanton is going to Slovenia with her mother to take part in a clinical trial to treat her ultra-rare disease. She was initially diagnosed with cerebral palsy, but Tara Tanton knew that wasn't right.
I would be up until 3 o'clock in the morning every single night, going to the bottom of the internet to find something that resembled what was happening with my daughter.
Genetic tests revealed Harper has CTNNB1 syndrome, a rare gene mutation. Tanton knows of fewer than 40 other cases in Canada. Doctors told the family there was no cure.
There's not many drug companies in the Western world that are going to fork out millions and millions of dollars for 30 kids.
Tanton's search for answers led her to a small foundation in Slovenia, a nonprofit founded and funded by families around the world who are just as determined for answers. Researchers at the foundation turned to gene replacement therapies used on other diseases and spent 5 years tweaking them for CTNNB1.
We were able to move fast because we had our children in front of our eyes, not the profit.
Their clinical trial has been tested on 2 children so far, including the founder's son. 8 months later, he's walking, saying his first words, and can eat some foods unassisted. The Tanton family saw this and knew they had to volunteer, but it's a risk. Because these patients are the first humans to try it, the complications are unknown.
These children deserve a voice. If I had stopped, we would not be where we are. If we had listened, 6 years ago, we would have put Harper in a wheelchair at that point. We would not have sought out speech therapy for her.
It will cost more than $300,000, all out of pocket. It's inspired community fundraisers, bottle drives, lobster dinners, yard sales, all to help out Harper Tanton. Harper and her mom will have to live in Slovenia for at least 6 months, temporarily separated from her father and brother who will stay in Cole Harbour.
It's a big sacrifice for a family, but again, I think if you asked anybody, they would do whatever they can for their child. So that's what we're doing.
For the family, it's giving them hope. Not just for Harper's future, but hope that their effort will help other children facing this rare disorder. Carolyn Ray, CBC News, Cole Harbour.
WestJet planes are back in the air today after a brief strike by flight attendants over the weekend. But while the two sides have reached a tentative agreement, some passengers are still scrambling. The CBC's Jennifer Yoon has that story.
Some WestJet passengers feeling sweet relief after days of anxiety.
We're just happy to be taking off the ground at the Straits.
I'm really relieved. My daughter's having a baby in a couple of weeks, so I don't want to miss it.
More than 24 hours after this flight attendant strike ended, things are slowly going back to normal for WestJet. Tuesday morning, only 16 flights were cancelled, a clear improvement after more than 900 were cancelled between August 1st and 3rd. But many passengers are still stranded with no word from WestJet.
They've given us nothing in regards to accommodations, meal vouchers. Like there's just zero communication with them. So we're just like literally left on our own.
I'm missing work. I've been missing work for 4 days now, and I need to get back to work as soon as possible, and they're not going to pay for my wages.
It's unclear how long it will take to get to their destination, say experts.
The planes are full, and they're trying to accommodate them, but there's no place to accommodate them on existing flights.
Also unclear the details of the tentative agreement that ended the work disruption.
The contract tentative agreement is for the members to decide, not the general public. And so they want the discussion about the tentative agreement to be amongst the members themselves.
Now it's up to the flight attendants to decide what happens next. They'll vote on the deal in the next 30 days. A no vote could put passengers back in limbo.
There have been several instances in recent years where workers have rejected contracts that have been recommended to them by their negotiating committees. So it's including the Air Canada flight attendants last year.
WestJet says it's working to restore its network and is asking for patience. The airline reminding all passengers to check the status of their flight before heading to the airport. Jennifer Yoon, CBC News, Toronto.
A Colchester County playgroup has been forced to cut back because of increased booking fees for their dedicated space. Maggie's Place previously didn't pay to use the Stewiacke Community Centre, but a new rental policy from the town council standardized rates earlier this year. Nonprofits now must pay $15 an hour. Executive Director Sarah McMaster says every dollar counts at the not-for-profit children's playgroup.
I'm not saying those fees are exorbitant. They just do reduce the amount of programming we'll be able to offer. Family resource centers had provincial government cuts this year, so we're already reducing services. So any kind of additional fees that are coming into play, whether they be, large or small, have an impact on the ways that we can serve families.
The free family playgroup meets weekly from September to June, but McMaster says the season may now have to start later and end earlier. Well, scientists at the Department of Fisheries and Oceans are considering what might happen if lobster stocks change in Nova Scotia and parts of New Brunswick. They're launching a study looking at the effects of shorter seasons, different trap totals, size limits, and other measures. Adam Cook is a DFO scientist and co-lead of the study.
When we get to a place that lobster stocks start to change, so if we get concerned about the conservation of the stock, we need to be able to adjust those harvest controls in order to promote sustainability or promote conservation.
While lobster stocks in the Maritimes are healthy, Cook says this research is proactively looking at the effects of changing water temperatures and other factors on the industry. For our first look at weather with meteorologist Ryan Snoddon, feeling like it's going to get warmer out there. Is that what we're in for this week, Ryan?
Yeah, absolutely. Thermostat is being cranked by Mother Nature, and we're also increasing the humidity as well, Brett, over the next few days. So get ready for the hot and the sticky stuff for sure. The dog days of summer, as we say. Heat warnings in effect for the mainland. Not quite meeting warning criteria in Cape Breton, but missing out only by like a degree or two in most cases. So this is a quick look at the next 3 days. And you can see even Cape Breton, high 20s. Elsewhere, low 30s. And then when we factor in the humidity, we're talking about that humidex value that's going to be in the mid to high 30s. Tri-County area, this is onshore winds. So if you can get near the coastlines for the next few days, you're going to find some relief. Not much in the way of precipitation, though I did put a chance in for Friday for a risk for showers and thunderstorms in the southwest of the province. That chance will increase on Saturday as we are looking at the mugginess increasing pretty much day over day here. We're going to be talking about dew points that are at least flirting with 20 by the end of tomorrow, but we're definitely into the 20s with those dew points for Friday and into Saturday, and that's that muggiest of air that really feels oppressive. Not much to report cloud cover-wise tomorrow, maybe just a few clouds in the southwest and in through Cape Breton. Similar story for Thursday. It is again that Friday time frame where we'll look at more widespread chances for storms, especially across New Brunswick, and a slight risk in through Nova Scotia. That full 7-day forecast is coming up in a few minutes. Brett.
Thank you so much, Ryan, for that muggy meter update.
Thank you.
Well, Irving Shipbuilding has announced that it will commit $3.2 million to welding and metal fabrication training across the province. The money is going to the Nova Scotia Community College to expand and modernize its facilities. At the Akerley campus in Dartmouth, that funding will add 20 new welding booths and brand new state-of-the-art metal fabrication equipment.
There's new technologies that are coming with the River-class destroyers that are being built at Irving right now. And there will be even newer technology, very complex technology with the submarines that are to arrive in the 2030s. And us keeping up to date for our students to learn from the right equipment, getting the right skills to prepare them to be ready for day one in industry.
NSCC's welding and metal fabrication shops will now be named after Irving Shipbuilding, which is a major contractor for Canada's new fleet of warships. The province is expanding a pilot project to help farmers recycle plastic. The not-for-profit Clean Farms helps farmers recycle agricultural products and plastics like hay bale wraps and feed tarps, and have now received $76,000 in provincial funding. 3 farms in Inverness County have been participating, using a compactor to break down plastic waste, which is then taken to collection sites. Under this new expansion, the program will be available to any Nova Scotia farmers who have hay bale and feed covers that want to participate. Well, a major road construction project kicked off today along Halifax's Bayers Road, and it's expected to last the next 2 years. During that time, crews will be working to widen the section between Knott Avenue and Windsor Street to add a bus lane. Drivers headed outbound towards Highway 102 will always have a lane of travel maintained. Drivers coming up the highway up the hill could face slowdowns and detours over the course of the next 2 years. Some local residents and business owners are already dreading the traffic disruptions.
During these 2 years, it definitely would be not easy for the driver, also not easy for the local business, whoever on the Bayers Road. For our restaurant business, it makes people like consumer more difficult to find a parking around, and then it's a little harder to get into the area.
The project will introduce dedicated bus lanes, and in the long run, the corridor will support the proposed bus rapid transit service. It will also see roads repaved, curbs replaced, and sidewalks aligned to improve safety and accessibility. Well, the Halifax Tides are proving that their disappointing inaugural season last year is firmly behind them. From climbing the Northern Super League standings to growing their fan base at the Wanderers grounds, Ben Dornan takes a look at the Tides' turnaround.
The Halifax Tides are up 2-0 with 13 minutes left in regulation time. Their 6th win during the Northern Super League's second season feels imminent, but back-to-back goals from the Ottawa Rapid evened the score just before time ran out.
At the end of the day, it is a point and against the top of the table, so there are positives within that performance, but of course it hurts, but we have to learn from it and move on.
Despite blowing a 2-point lead, the team is having a successful sophomore season. After a disappointing last-place finish in 2025, the team has already recorded more wins this season than they did last year, and they now sit in 4th place. The Tides returned this year with a fresh roster, a new head coach, and their sights set on playoffs.
We just left last season in the past, and we don't really think about it much because it's not who we are and it's not what we want to be. So I think we've taken lessons from every game, and I think we've finally reaching a stretch where we're finding who we are, how we want to play.
Club president Val Malone says that as the team jockeys for a playoffs berth, the Tides fans continue showing up.
The overall attendance in the league is down in the second season. They call it in professional sport the second season slump. Every club is experiencing that with the exception of us. We're actually up year on year in terms of our overall attendance.
Well, I think Luke's shirt says it best.
Oh, yeah.
Play like a girl. We love women's sports. We're here to support the women. And yeah, that's all I got to say.
Oh, it's great to see. I mean, it's obviously very skilled players too. They're all like Olympians out there, right? So it's the top of the top that we're getting to see. So it's awesome.
Our friends are season ticket holders and we come with them for most games. It's definitely better watching them win games instead of losing a lot. So it's a lot of fun to watch them win.
The team will be back on the pitch later this week against the Montreal Roses and will play again at Wanderers grounds for an August 23rd matchup against AFC Toronto. Ben Dornan, CBC News, Halifax.
Well, Ryan will be back with your full forecast coming up soon. We'll see you in just a few minutes. Well, welcome back. We are joined by Ryan Snoddon as promised, and it is getting hotter. Seems like by the hour out there today, and this week is going to be hotter day by day, it seems like.
Yeah, I mean, temperatures will cool a little bit tonight, Brett, but the mugginess is going to increase overnight, and throughout the day tomorrow, it's just going to be slowly ticking up, getting more uncomfortable as time goes on. Before we get to tomorrow, talk about today. What a change from today. I love the changeability here in the Maritimes. You can start with a day where it's like foggy and kind of drizzly in the morning.
Yep.
Have a look at our time lapse for today. This is Iona in Cape Breton, and not much to see there for the first few hours, but then the fog lifts and the clouds clear and the skies, yeah, they open right up. A big blue sky this afternoon in Iona and in Cape Breton. Just a fantastic afternoon. Things really, really, really nice. And as we look at the live shot there in Iona. You can see that it's still a beautiful evening. Bit of cloud cover way off in the distance there, but nothing to be concerned about as we look at the heat warning. Well, respiratory issues, obviously you're going to want to just take things a little easy over the next couple of days. Cape Breton not included in that warning. The mainland is, if you're wondering in Cape Breton, why not us? Well, here's the warning criteria. It is 2 or more days of temperatures 29 or warmer, plus nighttime lows of 16 or warmer. I think you're going to be checking that box, but not quite meeting that warning criteria. I think highs generally in the 25 to 28 range across the island the next couple of days. Humidex values 36 or higher, going to be very close to that, but it appears just shy of that warning criteria for the island. And also onshore winds will be where we'll find some relief from that warning criteria as well over the next few days. There are your current temperatures. Very warm out there right now. Humidex values, though, not adding a whole lot. The mugginess is staying away for now, but it will increase, as we said. The winds today, they were wicked at times. Still gusting 40, 50, 60 kilometers per hour, Port Hawkesbury. It has been a very gusty one on the backside of this low, which is working its way out into the North Atlantic. There's the frontal boundary that slices from Hudson Bay all the way down to the U.S. South. The warm air surging up ahead of it, and you can see into the 20s and 30s. High 20s and 30s there, and that cooler pocket sinking into the western part of Canada and northwestern parts of the U.S. But we're not going to be feeling that air anytime soon. As we look at the overnight temperatures tonight, 17 to 19 generally across the mainland, 18 to 20 across Cape Breton. Very slight risk for a shower generally in the Meat Cove area for the next hour or two, and then smooth sailing there overnight tonight. Note, as we move throughout the day tomorrow, looking just lots of sunshine. Bit of cloud cover over the southwest of the province at times tomorrow afternoon. Those temperatures just getting warmer and warmer. Highs tomorrow, 25 to 28 across Cape Breton. The northwest winds will remain a factor through the day on the island, gusting 40 to 50 kilometers per hour. So that's going to impact temperatures on the Inverness side especially. We'll be into the 27 to 28 range for the Bredor Lakes back towards the Sydney area. You can see into the 30s across much of the mainland. A bit of a westerly flow coming off Cobequid Bay. May keep temperatures a little bit cooler there, a little bit of relief, but overall very warm there. Onshore wind for Parsborough. Everywhere else, we're into the 30s for sure. Looking at 30s in through the west as well. Tri-County area, that relief in those onshore winds. You're into the 30s for inland areas. Thursday, similar story. We're looking at temperatures into the 30s. Some relief in those onshore winds for the Tri-County area. Cape Breton, 25 to 28, 29 for inland areas, are looking very, very hot there. And then for Friday, scattered shower thunderstorm chances primarily for New Brunswick, but can't rule out a couple isolated showers or a pop-up storm for southwestern parts of Nova Scotia as that humidity increases. Note the mugginess really in place through Saturday and into Sunday as well. Temperatures are set to back off a little bit, but the humidity is going to be still relentless throughout the weekend, and it appears not really fading away too quickly early next week as well, Brett. So a long stretch here, as we said, dog days of summer.
Dog days of summer indeed. Thank you so much, Ryan.
Thanks.
Well, this year marks the 208th anniversary of the Royal St. John's Regatta, and it comes with a special first. A handful of Ukrainian teams are preparing to hit the water. The CBC's Alex Kennedy explains.
It's a peaceful morning here at Kitividi Lake, but come Wednesday, weather permitting, of course, this place will be rocking for the 208th running of the Royal St. John's Regatta. This running will mark a special occasion for the province's Ukrainian community. It's the first time that multiple teams representing the country will be taking to the water together.
I was happy really because it was my dream, and I saw the regatta at first time in 2022 when just coming in Newfoundland, and I loved this sport.
Pegasina was never a rower before last year's regatta. That race marked the first time a team from Ukraine rowed in the event, and this year she's back again for more. She's come to love the teamwork and balance that she finds on the water. Her teammate, Nick Tarchanin, is making his regatta debut on Wednesday. He wasn't a rower until a few months ago, but was blown away by how the city comes together each year. He decided he wanted in.
It was the first regatta I ever attended, and it was great. So I knew instantly that I wanted to participate as well.
The team is sponsored in partnership by the Ukrainian National Federation of Canada and the Ukrainian Credit Union. But they aren't the only team they're sponsoring. These youth are also representing Ukraine and are ready to see how they'll perform after only recently picking up the oars. What do you like most about rowing, Sebastian?
We can win stuff, and then we can be champions.
Young rowers like these kids are key in moving the regatta forward. The boys say they would be up for doing more races in the future. But for this year, they're fine with just the 2 other teams in their division.
Even if we lose, we still get a medal, so I don't want any more people joining.
But for the adult rowers, the regatta can be a lot more than just a race. Pegasina says that since coming to Newfoundland in 2022, she sees the regatta as a way to connect with the people and culture of her new home province.
It's a new home for us, for all Ukrainians, and we try to be involved in this culture, in this traditional part, and we want to show that we can be a good friends, a good neighbors, a good part of team, so it's really important to us, and for me especially, yeah.
And she hopes 2 teams from Ukraine aren't the ceiling. She says she'd like to see more representation at future races, especially a women's team. Alex Kennedy, CBC News, Kitty Lake.
Well, coming up after the break, a closer look at a Nova Scotian artist who creates realistic sculptures of organisms using wool fiber. Welcome back. We have a story now about an artist who will change the way that you look at mushrooms. From her studio in Stillwater Lake, Elise Campbell creates lifelike sculptures of mushrooms, seaweed, and other organisms, all made from wool fiber. It's designed to begin conversations about sustainability. In this story for the CBC Creator Network, filmmaker Pratik Tamta visits Campbell to hear about her artistic process and learn why she's so fascinated with felting.
I am pretty obsessed with felting. Wet felting, needle felting, Nuno felting, all the felting is what I do. I am making work that makes you lean in and be like, what is that? How is that made, right? It's not clear how it's made. It's not even clear that it's wool a lot of the time from afar. I used to say, I don't have an artistic bone in my body, but when I found felting, when I was introduced to felting, that changed everything. I'm here to preach the gospel of wool. My name's Elise Campbell, and I'm a textile artist. There's lots of textiles out there, but what I'm interested in is felting. It's actually tagged as like the oldest form of fabric making known to humanity. And felting is condensing wool fiber into a fabric or a sculpture. There's two main ways of doing it. One is wet felting, which is very ancient. It's like if you accidentally put a wool sweater or socks in the washing machine, right? That soapy water and friction will shrink the garment and make you go crazy. But I do that on purpose and with my hands, not in a washing machine. And the needle felting is quite a new craft, actually. And that involves a specialized felting needle. It has little notches on the end of it. And you poke it into wool fiber, and that entangles the fiber. They get locked onto one another because of scales on the sheep's wool, just like we have on human hair, actually. That poking process is very time consuming, but you can actually sculpt with wool. So you take your core wool, roll it up really nice and tight as you can, and then poke it a whole bunch with a felting needle. That creates your core structure. This can be any shape. You're sculpting. And then I make my fabric, the skin, I like to call it. Then I will cover with my skin my sculpture. The magic is putting in the reps, doing the work. Practice, practice, practice. But that's the 3 steps. Make your core, make your fabric, put them together. You're an artist. So much of the world is just nature, but we don't notice it because it's so tiny and it's just there all the time, or it's underfoot. So I want to bring those little tiny things that keep the world going, like fungi and seaweed, and just say, hey, this matters. Check it out. It's so big and it's really colorful. You know, I make things that are actual organisms, but they're just on a different scale and kind of blown up with my own artistic expression. Mushrooms are an endless source of inspiration. They've got amazing colors. They have weird shapes that can be wonky, it can be cute, it can be elegant. But mushrooms are also these like little heroes of the world. You know, they are nature's recyclers. If we didn't have mushrooms, we would all just be sitting under piles of leaf litter. So I think that my work is not only using sustainable materials, but it's also talking about sustainability in the work that I create. So when viewers see something that they can recognize, like, oh, that's a mushroom, it already creates the conversation. So I like that I can do that with my work and just say, hey, you know what this is, like, come learn more. Bring about a little bit of curiosity through familiarity. My art wouldn't be possible without the sheep. The sheep are the beginning of the process, but it's also at the end because everything gets recycled back into the earth, and then sheep grow their wool from eating grass and hay from the earth, right? Choosing wool fiber and natural fibers over man-made material says that the future matters to us and that we care more about what's coming and what's going to happen, and not just the here and now. Because if we are just using man-made products that don't last in terms of use, but last forever in terms of biodegrading, we're not caring about the future of the environment and our children. My work isn't about me, it's about showcasing what's out there. If my work had just one thing to say about the earth, I just want to say thank you. I think my work is just saying thank you.
Well, coming up after the break, the European Union calls an emergency meeting to discuss the crossing of thousands of Moroccan migrants in Ceuta. And the heat in France continues to set records as the country experiences ongoing heat waves and wildfires. Welcome back. European Union leaders are still struggling to contain the fallout from a sudden wave of migrants last week into the Spanish enclave in North Africa. Tens of thousands of people swam around the border with Morocco, while others broke through the border fences lining the area, hoping to gain access to mainland Europe. It's a surge that has triggered a humanitarian crisis in the Spanish city of Ceuta. The CBC's Nala Ayed has the latest.
Of the now estimated 70,000 who suddenly streamed into Ceuta last week, some 2,000 remain, making the beach a temporary home, desperately in need of the basics. And still a monumental humanitarian challenge, even for a city accustomed to migrant arrivals. A Red Cross food handout is a big undertaking, because without some order, the desperation spills over. Desperation is what brought many of them here. They all dream of reaching Europe.
I have many dreams. The first dreams to me, just I want to help my last family. And I will fight for them. I will do anything just to help them.
The surge last week into the Spanish enclave sent Europe into a political tailspin, with some blaming Spain's more generous policies, others, specifically Italy, temporarily suspending the Schengen free movement agreement with Spain. At an emergency meeting, EU interior ministers offered Spain praise and help.
To strengthen the protection of the external border in Ceuta, also supporting returns, of course, and also to prevent movements to the European Union.
Such aims seen as non-negotiable in an environment where immigration is a top concern and where many people from Madrid to Washington paint this crisis as an invasion.
We need to have capacity to...
A victory for the far right, says this political science professor.
They have managed to impose the terms in which we discuss about the issue. So the fact that people use invasion as a term, the fact that we drive the attention away from the humanitarian crisis, this is the real victory.
And with several elections looming, defending the borders will be front and center. Expect the hard lines to stand. Nala Ayed, CBC News, London.
Meanwhile, dozens of migrants attempting to cross the English Channel had to be rescued Tuesday morning when the engine of their boat caught fire. All 157 people who'd been on board were brought back to France for medical assistance and assessment. They were trying to reach the United Kingdom when their vessel started breaking apart while still in French waters. The UK and France have increased police patrols and surveillance as they try to cut down on the number of migrant crossings between the two countries. About 10,000 migrants have already made the dangerous journey this year. That's down from around 24,000 in the same period in 2025. Thousands of people in British Columbia are dealing with evacuations due to the wildfires burning in parts of that province. Authorities say 120 fires are currently burning, 50 of them still out of control. And they warn there could be more with the dry, hot conditions forecast for later on this week. More than 7,300 properties across the province are under evacuation orders, and more than 200 people have lost their homes in the Okanagan region. About 30 more have been destroyed on the Okanagan Indian Band Reserve, according to the chief. BC crews are getting some help from abroad, though. 100 firefighters arrived on Monday from Mexico. An update now on those devastating wildfires in Washington state. Police have charged a man with arson, someone who has previously been to prison for manslaughter. The 37-year-old suspect, a convicted felon, was arrested in connection with the largest fire burning around Spokane, Washington, the state's second largest city. The cause of the other two fires is still being investigated. The cluster of three major fires has forced more than 60,000 people to leave their homes. Authorities say at least 700 structures have been destroyed. Well, it's been a brutal summer for much of Europe, especially France. As officials there have now confirmed that July was the hottest month ever recorded, and the still ongoing heat is contributing to crisis after crisis in that country. Ross Cullen reports from Paris.
Well, it's another day of punishing heat here in France. Heatwave warnings across large parts of the country, and it has just been a summer that's been characterised by wave after wave of extreme high temperatures, starting in May through June and July and now to August. So no surprise that France has registered its hottest month since 1900. We have seen these really bad drought conditions across so much of the country, a devastating impact on crops, particularly now coming through the end of the summer towards harvest time, perhaps the worst time of year to have such a bad impact on agricultural output. Also, the huge wildfires that we've seen across large parts of southwestern France in the past couple of weeks, showing just how bad a summer it's been for the heat. Not just here in France, but expanding out across other European countries. England and Wales have seen their driest month ever, and the water levels in the River Danube, which passes through 10 European countries, are so low that long preserved mammoth skeletons, which have been preserved in the mud for thousands of years, they have now come to light. They are visible because the water is so low. Ross Cullen for CBC News, Paris.
Well, back here in Canada, new graphic images on warning labels are now required on cigarette packages across the country. The intention is to frighten more people away from smoking. But some experts say it's going to take more than just simply changing the picture on the packaging. Matthew Robertson reports from St. John's.
It's something Canadian smokers have seen for decades. Graphic images on packaging showing the health impacts of smoking. But recently, smokers are seeing something new as they light up. As of August 1st, tobacco manufacturers are required to swap out their warnings with new images provided by Health Canada. They are similar to the ones being replaced, presenting frightening and grotesque images. University of Waterloo professor Jeffrey Fong has dedicated much of his career to studying how health policy can get smokers to quit. He says the changes are necessary to keep the labels effective.
Well, warning labels are not different than any other repeated communication. When you get the same message over and over and over again, it loses its power.
According to Statistics Canada, as of 2022, Newfoundland and Labrador had the highest smoking rate in the country. A local tobacco control advocate says the habit comes with a cost.
The healthcare system is really drained with the illnesses and sicknesses that are coming from tobacco over the years, and particularly right now, I guess, with our aging population.
Some experts say steps must be part of larger efforts, including education.
The key to trying to reduce use is a comprehensive strategy. It can't be just telling people don't smoke or putting ugly images on cigarette packages.
The UK recently went further, banning the sale of tobacco and vape products to anyone born after 2008. In 2024, the province launched public consultation about raising purchase age limits to 21, or even implementing a similar lifetime ban. Cody says the policy has positives, but won't be the end of the fight.
The reality is there needs to be more than just that.
In a statement to CBC News, the Department of Health and Community Services said it is in the process of reviewing information received to determine next steps. Matthew Robertson, CBC News, St. John's.
In Ukraine, thousands of female soldiers are seeing combat with the war with Russia, but some of them are wearing body armor that doesn't fit, which could put their lives at risk. However, as Ashley Burke reports, a Canadian company is trying to change that.
This Ukrainian soldier was in combat the night of Russia's full-scale invasion of Ukraine. She's risked her life on the front lines in body armor designed for men.
It was hard to do something in the front line when your uniform and your armor are not for you.
She's only being identified by her call sign, Kudryava, in accordance with Ukrainian military rules. Over the years, she's bought her own gear and armor so it would fit.
So when you in operation, you shouldn't think about your uniform. You should think to save your life, to save life of your personnel.
Officials say more than 10,000 women are serving in combat in Ukraine. Like many countries around the world, including Canada, most have been issued men's ballistic protection. It's not designed for a woman's chest, which creates a gap at the top.
That means that I don't have protection to the top of my critical organs.
That can expose soldiers to threats, especially from above during a war now dominated by drone strikes.
You are much more exposed to the risk of being struck with top-down munitions.
To address that, a Canadian company created this at their factory in the UK. It's a ballistic plate curved to fit women's chests, so it's tight.
If a woman's wearing a curved plate, she is 48% more protected than wearing a flat plate.
The UK bought 2,000 sets of body armor for women, which include this curved ballistic plate, and sent them to Ukraine in June.
It matters a lot.
This Ukrainian MP runs an NGO providing free gear to service women on the battlefield that actually fits. She's been pushing for change, and now Ukraine is starting to give soldiers in combat body armor designed for women.
It's a respect to women's dignity. She left her home, her family, sometimes in majority cases, children. She sacrificed a lot.
She says it's time for militaries to adapt to women, not the other way around. Ashley Burke, CBC News, London.
Back in this country, while Canadian lawmakers debate a proposed law restricting social media use for children under 16, some are exploring other ways to help kids reduce time spent online. A 21-year-old has developed an app that prevents so-called doom scrolling. Alexander Silverman has more.
You can add some friends.
A new social media app designed to limit social media to small doses. There's no algorithm, no advertising, even messages encouraging users to disconnect.
So you've seen it all, the rest is offline.
Alexis Bossé created the app Livio. The 21-year-old wanted a way to connect with friends, but not be glued to his phone.
I could reach 6 to 8 hours a day.
Why replace social media with another app?
Social media that we are using right now aren't social anymore. I'm trying to keep the social part that we used to like.
A possible solution as mental health advocates continue to draw attention to the harms of social media. A Canadian survey found young people who report 7+ hours of screen time are significantly more likely to experience severe anxiety, depression, and psychological distress.
What we do know is that what we are doing right now doesn't seem to be working.
The push to curb social media use is now before Parliament. Bill C-34 would ban children under 16 from opening accounts. Researchers say apps like Livio could help people effectively decrease their time on screens.
People tend to say that they spend more time on it than they would like.
This teen content creator understands the motivation, but is advocating for a different approach. Better protect young people by teaching them about the harms of doom scrolling, rather than an overall ban.
Setting young people up with the resources that they need to go into the online world more informed.
I'm Ainara.
Ainara Allen promotes diversity in children's books on social media. The 17-year-old found a large audience for her work on Instagram, leading to speaking gigs, a TV show, and awards.
Social media is a place where so many young people have the space to express themselves.
A powerful tool with a growing debate over its limits. Alexander Silverman, CBC News, Montreal.
Well, we're back.
We are.
And you have the latest forecast for us, the latest update on what we can expect, because it's warm out there this evening, warm out there tomorrow probably.
Yeah, getting warmer over the next few days. That's going to be the big story. Hot, humid, and relentless, really, right through into the weekend. So one of those stretches that I think we'll be happy to see some cooler temperatures into next week. Okay. But yeah, a long way to get there first. First and foremost, our viewer picture of the day. Have a look at this. We're going to zoom in. Beautiful spot, Little Narrows in Cape Breton, and yes, Morgan with a terrific, I believe this is sunset pic.
Sunset, sunrise, sunset?
Yeah, you know what, I think it's sunset. I loaded this in around 3 o'clock and my memory is so bad.
That's
so,
a nice
either
colors.
way, beautiful color,
Shadows.
Nice silhouette. Thanks to Morgan for sharing this. Ryan's pics at cbc.ca. There's the heat warning, and you can see mainland Nova Scotia all across the mainland under that heat warning, as well as parts of New Brunswick and Prince Edward Island. As I said earlier in the program, Cape Breton not quite meeting warning criteria, but you folks awfully close to that, with temperature highs near 28 tomorrow. It will be cooler. That northwest wind tomorrow off the Gulf will keep temperatures in Inverness closer to 25, but the island, will still be hot, though not as hot as the mainland, where we'll range between 28 and 32. Looking at some cooler temperatures there for you folks in the Tri-County area in those onshore winds. Very similar story for Thursday, though warming up in Cape Breton, as we've been showing you throughout the program. That muggy meter climbing for the next few days, and at its peak Friday, Saturday, that is when we will see the best risk for some showers and thunderstorms moving through. That risk will extend into Sunday, it appears. Temps slightly cooler into early next week, Brett.
Slightly cooler, some relief there. We are still in the dog days of summer, and a dog story coming up now. Perfect time to head to the beach, obviously, with these hot temperatures. If you happen to be on the coast of California, though, you could take in some possum competition. You are taking a look at the 2026 World Dog Surfing Champion. Nice. They're actually surfing. Pups of all sizes faced dog-eat-dog competition as they vied for the top prize. Organizers also hosted a pet adoption event and raised some money for local animal welfare charities as well.
Thankfully, there were no rough waters, and if one thing is certain, they all put on a fetching performance, Brett.
Ah, they did indeed. That is all for us this evening. Thank you very much for watching. We will see you next time.
Take care.